The year is coming to an end. Christmas is upon us. The holidays are rolling around. And many of us will be going into the new year without someone we love. This type of emotion or feeling that you have, knowing that this year was different and every year after will be different, can be a lot to take in. For some of us, we need a little extra help. If you are somebody who is thinking of harming themselves or you're thinking of harming somebody else, please don't. Please go out and get help. Contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline and do something that we all can live with. Make a call for help. And if for some strange reason, some ironic, strange reason, you just don't feel comfortable enough, then reach out to me. I am not always the fastest, but I am 100% going to be there for you. I will show up. I will fight this battle with you. You do not have to fight it alone. Whether you know it or not, you are needed. We need you. The world is so much better with you in it. So before you make a decision that I'm not prepared to accept, that someone who cares about is not prepared to accept, make a decision that not only can you accept it, but we can at least talk about it. Now, with that being said, let's talk football. Oh, you know what it is now. You know I got to start this off a little bit different, people. You know I got to do this just a little bit different today, people. This is a Victory Monday, and I got to do it a little bit different. Now, somebody posted a very interesting, that's the word I'm going to use. I'm going to use the word interesting because I think that's a fair word to use. Someone used a very interesting clip that I'm going to try to play for you because I think it needs to be discussed. I think it needs to be talked about, okay? And I can't wait for y'all to see it. Now, I'm praying to God this lines up. If it don't, I'm sorry. If it does, well, thank you. But let's see if this thing works. If y'all can hear it, let me know. Now, I'm going to come back. Can y'all hear it? Please tell me y'all can hear this. If y'all cannot hear it, I need to know. I got to know. You know what? Bump it. I'm doing this old school. We doing this old school. I'm going to play the video. And while it's playing, I'm going to let y'all enjoy what I heard. I think this is funny. I think it's entertaining. And I think we should talk about it. Here we go. Let's get it.
Again, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. That's what we do. All we do is fucking win. Come on, bitch. You know the Lions won again, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. Come on. Cause all we do is fucking win. Woo. Best team in the motherfucking NFL. After this song, I'ma need my tickets in the mail. Bitch. All we do is win, we ain't taking L. Man, ain't y'all like 2-11? Man, shut the fuck up. After this game, we about to turn the fuck up. Bitch. Call Hush, we need the whole team buffed up. We just won another game, they can't touch us. We about to win another game, they know what's up. We just won the last game with a blowout. You see what happened when the Lions really show out? Call the whole city up. We about to go out. We about to have them bars jumping while it's cold out. Bitch. Hey, you know the Lions won again. Bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. That's what we do. All we do is fucking win. Come on, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. Come on. Because all we do is fucking win.
People, this is a day to have fun. I don't know who made it, but I want him to get his props. If you're not paying attention, it is up on the screen. This was posted in the Discord. It was absolutely hilarious, creative, and beautiful. So make sure you show that man G-Mac Cash some love. I enjoyed every bit of that. Lord, what can I say? The Detroit Lions have beaten the Arizona Cardinals. I'm about to be patty. I'm finna tell y'all right now, the patty is about to come out on so many levels. Y'all ain't gonna understand. It's about to be crazy. All right. I'm about to be on some patty stuff. If you came here today with any negativity, oh, you the wrong place today, people. This is the wrong arena to be in today. If you came here with that negativity stuff, I have seen it all. So let me try to dispel some of it. It's going to be somebody to come in here and go, remember Luke said we're going to win 8 or 9 games, even though Luke said our final record was going to be 8 games, 8 or 9. They keep on adding one on. So it is what it is. Cool. They're going to probably tell you what Luke probably said, that Khalil Hodge is a good player. He said that Jared Davis is elite and everything else. They're going to tell you every single thing that Luke has been wrong about, because when he's right, it's too much to handle. It's too much to pay attention to. It's ridiculous. I'm starting to show off different, because not only that son had a hype beat, the lyrics was funny as hell. It was funny. It was entertaining, and it's a moment to be happy. I have seen it all. I have seen people say things like, oh my God, you're 2-11. If you didn't hear the guy in the sun say, shut up, nobody's asking you. Nobody's asking you. The reality is this, okay, people? The Detroit Lions did something that I can make an argument for, and I'm standing by this. You can shoot me down later. The Lions did something that I can arguably say is the best win in over like 10 years. It's that win that they had against the Cardinals was bigger than beating the Patriots. It was bigger than beating, like, y'all don't understand what that win did. Y'all don't get what that win entailed and how it changed things. That one single moment. People, I want y'all to understand something. The Lions held the Cardinals, a team that averages 29 points a game, for 3.5 quarters to a field goal. A field goal. The Lions made goal line stops. I've had people hit me up and say things like, where was Isaiah Simmons? He was playing. He played well. He missed a few things, but he played well. I want you to understand what happened in this game. First thing is first. Dan Campbell did not lie to us, the fans. All right. Unlike some previous people, when they said 97 wasn't good enough, he said, yeah, we're going to get knocked down, but we're going to get back up and we're going to keep fighting. People, we got 4 weeks left. Before, it was 4 weeks when we played the Cardinals. We got 3 left now. And this team is still showing up and playing. It is. And all I can hear people talking about is, oh man, here we go. We lost the first overall pick. Ooh. If you worried about a draft pick, go to sleep. Go to sleep, Mel Kipers. Go to sleep. We're not having it. All right? Loser mentality today is not allowed. I'm getting petty. I'm getting real petty. There are some people in here who is literally going to come in here and act as if though I didn't say certain things. Do y'all remember a certain time when I was doing my predictions and I said I think that the Cardinals is one of the games that we can beat? And everybody told me I was crazy. There's no way we beating the Cardinals. And I said, but we seem to play the Cardinals really well, that according to the history. Luke, this ain't history. This is not what we talking about. Quit taking us down memory lane. Right? Y'all remember that? And then history happens. History happens. Fun fact, people. Fun fact. I remember saying that the Lions just need to run the ball and ask Jared Goff to manage the game. They don't got to do nothing else. They don't have to do anything special. They just need to run the ball and let him manage the game. And what happened? What happened? They ran the ball and let the quarterback manage the game. What a wonderful thing to have. To run the ball and let them manage the game. But before we get all the way into all of that, we got to start off with the most important part of this. The defense. People, When I say I'm about to get petty, I'm about to shoot down every person. I'm talking to you, Dr. Detroit. I got to give it to you. I'm talking to you, Don Burr, and anybody else who made statements saying that this is a talent issue and that we're not winning because we don't have the talent to win. We don't have this and we don't have that. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to people who was talking crap about Dan Campbell for wearing a helmet to promote a game. I'm talking crap to the people who said things like Dan Campbell's play caller. When I asked you to do one thing, ask yourself the question, did he have the right game plan? Did he have the right game plan? That's all you need to know. And the only time we seem to see the right game plan is when they turn around and win. Well, let's talk about it. First things first. Help me understand something. Who's more talented people? You in the chat. I'm not the smartest person. I'm certainly not the sharpest knife in the drawer. But who's the more talented team, the Cardinals or the Lions? Now, I give y'all a minute to answer this question because apparently we're losing because we don't have talent, right? This is what they said. We don't have talent. Those same people are going to turn around and tell you any given Sunday, they lucky. They got lucky. Nobody else got lucky but us. Get it? Now, when they talk about this lack of talent, it makes me question some things. You know why? Because with the lack of talent, I have to talk about some things. Like, for example, how does a Saint team hold the talented Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 0 points? Clearly, the Bucs are more talented than the Saints. And how does the Lions dominate an Arizona Cardinals team? And I'm not just talking about winning, dominated them. How does this stuff happen? The answer is simple. It's not a talent issue. It's not. It's a lack of experience issue. You got a lot of young guys who are getting better and better as they play. Will Harris was playing outside cornerback. What the hell is going on? Like, listen. First things first, people. This is not a talent issue. Okay? If you're going to tell me talent is trash, then you're also telling me that Dan Campbell is a great coach. You can't have it both ways. Either the talent is trash or Dan Campbell's a great coach. Because if you're lacking talent, you're not losing all these close games like this. Right? But when you really look at it and you break it down, I'm going to go to a quote from somebody who's in the NFL. I'm going to go and read something from somebody who's in the NFL. This comes from middle linebacker Anthony Walker. This is what he said just days before the Cleveland Browns played the Lions. He said the Browns are in no position to take Detroit lightly after the game they played against the Patriots last week. You can look at Detroit record and say, oh, they're a bad football team. See, this is the people who's on the field. You can look at Detroit and go, oh, they're a bad football team. But if you look at the games, and it's something I've been asking you all to do, I've been asking you all to do this same thing, to just look at the games. And it's not there. He said, but if you look at the games, if you look at the tape and see how they play, that's a good football team coming into this building. Now, why would a player say that? Is that just PR stuff? Is that it? No, I don't think so. It's not a talent issue. And the reality is if it's a talent issue, how does a talentless team just do what it did to a team that's so talented? How does a talentless team turn around and destroy, outcoach, outplay on every facet of the game, demolish this team the way they did? You realize they got to the red zone like 6 times? You realize that the Lions held this high-power offense to 84 yards at half? Like, what are y'all talking about? So why am I picking it up there? Because while I have been very critical of a certain quarterback, and it's because he never met my expectations. He's never met them here. But off the gate, this is the Jared Goff I was expecting. This is the Jared Goff that I thought I was going to get. This is the Jared Goff that I wanted to see. 26 passes. All this 30, 40, 50, 60 passing stuff we doing, enough of that. That's not the strength of our team. All the people who sat there and hooped and hollered and screamed, you don't take a tackle with the 7th overall pick. You watch yesterday's game and don't stop there. Actually pay attention to the tape and watch the game closely. They was able to do this all year. The issue was there was no commitment to it. The Lions found a way to simply show up, show out. And they did it because they was able to control the line of scrimmage with an offensive line. And the excuses that spewed out was amazing. But Jared Goff did his job. And it was simple. Make the passes when they there. Were there some ugly passes he threw? Yes. Did they get there? Yes. Don't care. Still was ugly passes, still wobbly and terrible. Lions don't have receivers. They've been open all season. Everybody and their mama got a photo album book of open receivers. The difference is Jared Goff was dialed in. He was ready to get the job done. And the biggest difference was the run game. That same run game I've been preaching about, saying that if you get a run game going, everything else opens up. It's not ironic that Jared Goff performs the way that he does the moment you're able to establish the run. This is not something that was a fluke. This is by design. This is what history shows that he is at his best. They brought 8 in the box. He threw it over their head and dotted them up. They push people back. You run the ball. You get good yards. This is nothing crazy. This is nothing that's outrageous or that caught people off guard. No. This is how you win games. You minimize what the quarterback do. In the past, we were losing games because our quarterback had the same stats as Kyler Murray. This game, he wasn't asked to do much. And a few times where you can tell that they literally designed an offense to force the ball down the field, it happened. Doesn't make sense. Oh, I know they mean shade. They want people that they can say, I know his name, but I don't need to know the name. I know what I see on tape. Now, this Jared Goff is what I want to see going forward. This is what I want to see. And I give kudos to Jared Goff. I know this is hard for some of y'all to hear. Some of y'all don't think I give props where they're due. I'm objective to this stuff. Jared Goff played phenomenal. He played phenomenal. You know what was even better? And it's so funny because I made this post and right on time, here comes Don Burr. That's my homie. I love me some Don Burr, so don't take it personal. But right on time, here comes Don Burr. Can't just live in the moment. Can't just have it. It's time. It's time, people. It's time to put the respect on Amani's name. I saw so many people in the offseason talk about get rid of Amani Oruwariye. I saw so many people talk about moving on from Amani Oruwariye and how he can't do this and he gets beat. They all get beat. Trayvon Diggs gets beat. Trayvon Diggs is going to the Pro Bowl. Don't care about it, but he's being recognized as going to the Pro Bowl. And Amani Oruwariye should go to the Pro Bowl too. He probably won't because the team doesn't have a winning record. But Amani Oruwariye's statistics are not too far off from when another guy went to a Pro Bowl and won Defensive Player of the Year. 6 interceptions. Right? This is what we're not talking about. You want to talk about tackles? 53, Amani Oruwariye. Where them tackles at? I know I just skipped over them some damn where. 57. One of them got defensive player. Oh, he's shut down, Luke. I feel you. Well, he'll be a decent number 2, Luke. Questionable. You cannot argue the fact that Amani Oruwariye needs to have more respect put on his name. And his fan base, who wanted a receiver in every draft, need to start doing it. Because he's not a bad corner. Do not forget we got him in the 5th round. A 2nd-round talent in the 5th round. And he has been performing. You want to tell me he's been fortunate and lucky and just got his hands on the ball? It's a skill to be around the ball. Had a chance at another interception, couldn't get his feet in, but still got them off the field with it. They threw a Hail Mary up of a prayer, and he tried to knock the ball down, but, AJ Green did it. He held on to it. And yet, we don't put no respect on his name. This is a day of celebration. I'm going to allow y'all all to get up in here when I'm done with all this, the pettiness of me, the people who wanted him gone, the people who don't understand it. You know what's funny? I was looking at this and it just dawned on me, right? If you look at this, he played in 9 games his rookie year, started 2. So you can essentially say that was a practice year. And then you go to the next year, and he played in, 16 games, started 15, and this year he started in every single one. This is essentially Darius Slay all over again. Somebody who's getting into this. The learning curve is high for a cornerback, and he's coming into his own. You don't get 6 interceptions by accident. It's like your wife or woman, cheating on you and saying she slipped and fell on it. It's just not happening. This is how you win games. You run the ball. You control the clock. I said on Lions on the Prowl that the Lions would probably lose 28-20. Everybody else gave these astronomical losses, 500 to nobody. Right? Like, I'm like, yo, it ain't going to be that bad. Well, little did I know you was right, just the other way around. But it's time to put respect on Amani Oruwariye's name. And I know I said his last name wrong. Don't care. You know who he is. Don't care. But the reality is you cannot downplay this stuff. If you praise one player, you got to praise the next. You cannot. His numbers are very similar to Stephon Gilmore. The only difference is he's on a younger team. That's it. It doesn't make sense. I'm finna hit on a few more points and then I'm gonna bring it up so y'all can get in here. Because I think this is a day of celebration. This is a day that we want to be excited about. I don't know if y'all heard this yet, but they finally signed Craig Reynolds. They finally signed Craig Reynolds to the 53-man roster. And I don't know if y'all remember this or not because y'all so busy, some of y'all. And what I tell y'all, right on time. Didn't I tell you it was going to come? Right on time. Didn't I tell you? When I'm right, I'm right. Did I not say that this was coming? And I told you who's going to do it. Funny. Funny how that works. Right on time. Now, stay with me. You go back at the people who talks about this game. Okay? I'm going to read to you something from this person who likes to remind you of my prediction. And I was wrong about my prediction. I don't know why he's still on it, but he on it. But let's talk about something that he said, because I keep receipts too, and I'm gonna be petty, but not too petty. So I made a post that says that fans wanted Amani Oruwariye gone. He says, "Calm down, man. Y'all be hyped over a game, laughing out loud. He had a day. In the words of Deion Sanders, do it more times now. 6 interceptions and he had a day." Okay. So one Pratt 40 responds to him, he had 6 picks on the season. And didn't you laugh at me for thinking the Lions wouldn't win another game? Are you still laughing? He responds, "Man, calm down, bro. We 2-11-1. Stop being typical. Enjoy our win. Build a team." Shaking my head. We know he had 6 picks. Boy, y'all hype for anything. Why can't you just be happy? Why can't you just be happy? Just be happy. They did it the right way. And they didn't just beat any team. They didn't. They beat a team full of talent with their talent in his ass. Remember that? They're talentless. They don't have any talent. Just be happy. That's all you got to do. You don't got to fight it. You just have to be happy. And Craig Reynolds, to me, earned his spot. And he earned it early on. And I said this early on when the final 53-man roster was there. I said, how in the hell does Craig Reynolds not earn a spot, but Godwin does? I said, how does Craig Reynolds not earn a spot, but Tim Boyles keep his? I said, how does Craig Reynolds not earn a spot, but Nick Williams keeps his? How does Craig Reynolds not earn a spot? When it's all these other bums that I'm like, look, get him off the team. He earned his spot. He's quick. He's fast. He's got power behind it. Where's the energy in this fact? People love to point out when I'm wrong. They can't just give me the props when I'm right. Craig Reynolds should have always been on the 53-man roster. We have a good running back room. We have a good tight end room. And don't get me started on this receiving core that everybody likes to talk about that say that we don't have a good receiving core. They've been getting open all season. All season. They've been open. And the end result of it is this. We have to start to look at the game based on the film. So why did the Lions win this game? How did they do it in this fashion? Let's start at the tone. The tone was set from the very beginning, from the first play, when Jared Goff took an unnecessary sack and decided to get my blood pressure up. And the coach said, okay, let's change this back and get to the nuts and bolts of this. And he ran the ball. And then he ran it again. And he ran it so much that every time that they even called a play action, everybody had to come up. He ran it so much that they had to load the box. And he did it long enough to take off 8 minutes and 50 seconds. And while the play only ended in a field goal, that one drive was a statement. It was something that we needed to pay attention to, put respect on. And the reality is after that, the defense came out and said, oh, y'all setting the tone like that? This is how y'all feel? Well, let me go ahead and ante up one. And an odd person, someone that we haven't been talking about, decided to take an advantage of his opportunity, decided that today was the day to show up and show out. And Charles Harris. And even, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, even Will Harris. I just knew Will Harris at some point was going to have a problem. Nope. He beat the brakes out of the receivers at the line of scrimmage. And nobody can argue and say that, oh, well, they don't have a good receiving core. You're full of it. You cannot make that up. You have to give props where props are due. And the fact is, Will Harris performs at corner. The strangest thing I've ever seen, usually people go from corner to safety, not safety to corner and perform. It's just weird. It's just weird. And I started seeing people do this. Oh, the Lions won because Jared Goff. And I said, well, wait a minute. That narrative is not true. It's just not true. The Lions won because of this. Because of this. They ran the ball. That's why. They had creative play calling, which we going to talk about. This guy, we're going to pray for Godwin. Yeah, the last 2 weeks been rough with these fumbles. But I pitched a real mess about this split and carry crap. And them not riding the high hand. That didn't happen over the last few weeks. Craig Reynolds deserves to be in the mix of running back. Every running back should get carries. If one running back is slow, give the other one a chance to see what he can do. And whoever is hot is the one who's going to run the ball. But this is what I've been waiting to see. More than 14 carries. And the guy nearest to him, not even close. But 34 rushing attempts to 26 passes. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you win games. And you play defense. You get aggressive at the line of scrimmage. And the worst part is, even when Kyler Murray had time, even when he had time, and he would throw it in the vicinity of the receivers, was anybody paying attention to the safeties out there? People picked up off the street like Brady Breeze, a pickup that I was happy about, performing. Cornerbacks beating the brakes off of you, in your face. The blitzing packages. The Lions did what I thought they could have did the entire time. And at the end of the day, you deserve to be happy. Don't let nobody take this away from you. Don't let nobody tell you shouldn't be too hyped with a team that's 2-11-1. Don't let nobody tell you that this is not how it works. This is a day to be happy. This is a day to be excited. Don't allow somebody to take your joy away because they're having a bad day. But we got to start talking about this. Because I think Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, to see the same stuff that they was talking about with Dan Campbell, they were talking about with Aaron Glenn. You took a guy who's never called plays and was never a coordinator, and Aaron Glenn, he's a positional coach, and what did he know? He know how to take poop and turn it into gold. I don't know how he shined it. I don't know how he did it. Hell, I don't know what he put in their system. I don't know if he's adding something to their Wheaties. I know what Lawrence Taylor was doing when he was getting it off. If he's doing that same thing, well, bravo to him. But whatever he's doing, it's working. The defense has steadily gotten better. Steadily got stronger. And with people I didn't even know was on the team. I look back off this week of getting forced into overtime when I want to talk about the Denver Broncos game. I don't even count that loss as a real loss, in my opinion, even though it's on the books. I mean, more than 70% of the team was out any damn way, right? So I look at the defense in these games, and I cannot understand this. How are you getting so much out of these people? These people that people say don't have talent. He understands his players, and he's putting them in the best positions possible. This dude is amazing. And Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, and Sheila Ford deserves credit. They deserve credit. And I know it's one game of a blowout. I get it. But I can look at the tape from the other games and say we wasn't that far off. They need to just get him credit. Number 15 is Brady Breeze. He played at Oregon. He was somebody that I put on a spotlight player when I was doing my spotlight players back in during the offseason before the draft, that I said, hey, we can get him in the later round. And he got snatched up quick by the Titans. And I was like, oh, well, that didn't go over the way I thought. But guess what? When he became available, they showed up. And that's just the bottom line of it. That's what we see. We have to be able to see it, man. You have to be able to respect what's going on. I still cannot. How? How? This team is not no layovers or no pushovers. They scrappy. They want all the smoke. Every problem they want. And he's doing it with people who was literally at home, as they call Craig Reynolds, watching Netflix, working at grocery stores, up in Walmart, cutting grass for extra money. You can't beat this. The team had a very strong and good game, and I am excited for it. Because it's not the fact that they just dominated. It's the fact that they played the way I thought they should have played all season. It's the fact that the coaches made adjustments and had a game plan. And the thing that I find ironic is the same thing fans and media was killing him about. Oh, he's too aggressive here. He's too aggressive there. He did it in this game. Nobody has a singular complaint. It's always funny how when it don't work, you want to complain. Big West Kevin said, did you see G-Max Cash new video? Lions won again. Yep, played it at the beginning. This team showed up. They had no doubts in their mind. If you're going to beat us, good. But let's talk about our other coach. The guy that people were saying fire him. The guy that people was being critical because he cried at the podium. The guy that people was acting up on because he put a helmet on to promote a race here in the city. Let's talk about that guy. The guy that people say he doesn't have any experience as a play caller. Well, it looks like he's doing a pretty good damn job to me. And before somebody decide to go, oh, man, it's just one game, you can't say that. I keep trying to get you to understand something. I view it differently. I ask myself, did he have the right game plan? You can't have it both ways. And when I look at what Dan Campbell is doing, he has done everything he said he was going to do. You're going to knock me down. I'm going to get back up. Yeah, you may even get the win. You're going to know I was here. He reminds me of Captain America. You remember in Captain America when they was in the alleyway and the guy knocked him down and he stood back up and said, I can do this all day? The resilience of this one coach is infectious and it's going across the team. And we act as if though this guy's got to go. Everything he did in yesterday's game, he been doing all damn season. The difference was we won and nobody got a complaint. Oh, he can't call plays. Since he took over play calling, the team has been in his exact spitting image. Oh, you run the ball. That's it. You can't do that. Run the ball. So boring. What is winning games? You know what's even more pathetic? I had somebody send me a message and say, this is the reason why you should have kept Jim Caldwell. And I said, Jim Caldwell's Cliff Kingsbury. Start off hot, fizzle out when it matters. Good teams win in November and December. And I don't know if you're paying attention, although the Lions only got 2 wins, they're winning in November and December. Even in the close games, it's taking the smallest things for them to take an L. They are showing up game in and game out. And he's a fast learner. Every game I'm paying attention to him. He's constantly adjusting. Constantly adjusting. And it's been there the whole time. The difference is he committed to the run and said, I don't need the quarterback to do everything. This is how you win games. And we got to start putting respect on their name. The game plan against the Vikings wasn't bad. What are you talking about? That's not true, down 19. That's not true. The game plan against the Vikings wasn't bad. You talking about the second game, the first game? Because the first game, if you want to tell me that his game plan against the first game was bad, I still disagree. They just never committed to the run. And they won the second one. I'm just saying. He has been, everything that people have said is there. I got people trying to figure out why was Charles Harris, why was, you know what? That brings me to my next topic. I'm giving all kind of praise today. I don't want to miss too many things. When are we going to give She Looks Forward credit? You had everybody and their mama tripping on them for celebrating in the locker room. Talking about, oh, she hugged them like they won a Super Bowl. So what? It's her team. And they hadn't won in 364 days. So kick rocks if you believe that. You need to go find some happiness. Get a unicorn and hope that he sprinkled dust upon you. Okay? Because it's ridiculous to be this upset. So, when we going to start giving Sheila Ford her credit? Because Sheila Ford hired a lot of smart people. Dorsey, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, who Intel hired Aaron Glenn. Don't get me started on Anthony Lynn. That's coming up real soon. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. This right here is what you should expect. This right here is what you should be asking for. This right here is what you should be screaming and saying that you deserve. You should be able to get all of that. You should be able to get all of that. The hiring that Sheila Ford done, in my opinion, is going to be okay. She has set this team up to have real success. And the truth is, we should 100% be thinking about our coaching staff like the Steelers. Let him keep putting his stamp on his team. He took over something from somebody that shouldn't have been there. And guess what? I can tell you right now that this team has gotten better and better and better. And yes, I know people want to look at the record and say, well, you are what your record say you are, and that's fair. But you know what else is fair? This team is not a 2-11-1 team. The breath of God had to blow the ball onto the goalpost, up and over for it to count. A guy who couldn't make a field goal longer than 44 yards magically gets 54. And so on and so on. This team was not losing because they didn't have talent. This team was not losing because they didn't have inspiration. I don't even know what they planned for. But they still got fight in them. They still got dog in them. They still got a reason to get up after being knocked down, and you should be excited about it. And it starts with Sheila Ford. The lady that we love to boo. This is the reality. I love what I saw yesterday. Got my blood boiling. %. I'm going to hit on a few more things. Then I'm going to toss the link out there for y'all. I'm going to put it out there so we can get in the building. I'm going to let y'all come and talk to me. Because there are some things today that I ain't finna let have happen. There are some things today that I ain't finna let y'all just fly. The things that I look at is where they going. And here's the worst part about it, people. They're getting ready to take on a Falcons team who may have just lost their best weapon in tight end Parham. Uh-oh. They get ready to take on a Seattle Seahawks team where the quarterback ain't too fond of his head coach. And a Packers team who may already have the number 1 seed wrapped up, they can easily win the last 3 games. Easily. But I'm saying people get mad, talking about they don't know how to lose right because we need the draft picks. Like, what? Let me get to another coach. I want you to read that nice and clear. It says, Lynn is not the problem. I want y'all to hear that again. Anthony Lynn is not the problem. And here's what I mean by this. As much as I love what Dan Campbell did, I highly doubt that Anthony Lynn is just sitting there doing nothing. If you think for 1 second that Anthony Lynn is not helping with the game plan, is not helping with setting up stuff and writing up stuff, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. He's involved in this. He hasn't just given up on his team. He's still doing things so his team can look good. Even if he's on his way out the door, he's doing things that make you excited. And I'm cool with that. And when I say he's not the problem, I think it takes a special person to get out the way and say, you know what? This is your team. You got it. I'm going to still do my job. I don't see it. I know for a fact he's still in there helping. He's still doing things. He's still committed to this team. He's committed to the players on this roster. Those he believes in, those he don't. And he's working exclusively with the head coach to come up with game plans, and then the head coach is just deploying them the way he sees fit. But he's still a part of the process. Has the play calling been significantly different? Yes, it's just a way of mindset and mentality. And that's just the reality of it. But let's keep it honest. Let's keep it honest and let's keep it 100. If you just think Anthony Lynn here twiddling his thumbs, doing nothing else, you're fooling yourself. He's a part of the process. He's a reason why they're getting things done. And you should be excited about it. You should put respect on it because it takes a lot for somebody to do that. Not everybody's going to be willing to do the job, right? Now everybody's going to be willing to do the job knowing that they're on their way out. Let me know I'm about to be fired. See how much work get done. I ain't finna lie to you. My integrity is high as hell, but I only work for money. And if you ain't going to pay me or you don't appreciate me, then I got to keep it pushing. That's all I'm pointing out. I ain't asked for nothing else. Now, I don't put the link in the chat. It's simple. You jump in, you show me your face, you come in, you talk to me for a minute, then you hop out. It's all good. That's all you got to do. Oh, snap. Oh, I don't. Hey, I got to let me just get this together, people. This one might shock a few people. This has been a long time. This one might shock a few people. Y'all ready to see who in the building with me right now? Y'all gonna love this.
Hell's about to freeze over.
Oh shit! Ah! We got Marco Mike in the building. What up, though, brother?
Hey, nothing, man. Just here to talk about a Detroit Lions victory.
I don't know how fans find some kind of way to just be negative on every level. Every level. They got a problem with everybody. Remember, it's funny how they went from saying, oh, we ran the ball too much in this game, but now it's like we did the same amount of runs in this game, and it's like, great, get the ball to him more. What is going on?
I love running the football, and I love Craig Reynolds. This guy is an absolute beast. He is a steal. I absolutely freaking love this concept that they're doing right now. Just really going in between the tackles on the outside, being a beast. And if you can have an offensive line that's open up holes like we do right now, you can win football games.
And I think the other part that jumped out to me about this game in particular was how they deployed the play calling. I see you down 19, and I also see you Lions Rumble 81. Just hold tight. I'm gonna give everybody they time to shine. But I love the way that they did it. I mean, from the moment I saw Amon Ra St. Brown, I'm like, oh, they finna pass up the backfield, and they ran it. I was like, oh, they actually handed it off. Like that was a real thing. He actually got a handoff, and then when they did have him come out the backfield, what linebacker was going to cover? They had already had Isaiah Simmons trying to split coverage between the slot receiver and the tight end. I'm like, oh, this is finna get ugly. It was one of them wins where it was a all around, let me show you why I'm better than you game. It was one of those games, and I think everybody deserves credit from the top down. And it's not just for this one game. I really think that this season just was unfortunate. They should have won more games, but from the top down, they have shown up, and that's what we should be looking for.
What is one player that nobody's talked about yet? Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
Yeah, you know why I ain't talked about him? Because it was a few plays that he made that I I remember posting something that said like I know that hit was late, but I love it. He was hitting Kyler Murray late the whole game. I was like, yep. Like every pass, he give him a little extra shove or a push and getting into the lanes. And And it's a reason why he was getting off, and I believe it's a reason why Charles Harris was getting off, and it's because of those guys like Levi and what's the other McNeil down there on the D line. That D line was
getting off. I was getting off.
Oh wow! Everybody should have. I could not believe what they did, man. 84 yards in the first half. 84 yards.
Oh, I was like,
oh my God. It's one of the things you can't help but be positive about. And the people who are negative, it just amazes me, man.
Well, there's actually one thing I wanted to discuss, and that's main topic I went on here. I was listening to 97 Win the Ticket, and I was thinking, oh, maybe today they'll say some positive things. And they say, you can't do this. You can't win for the draft. And I'm thinking to myself, how can you have this mindset? Because if you look at the draft, just because you have the first pick, it doesn't mean you're going to be drafting and be great. Look at Penei Sewell, 8th pick. TJ Hawkinson, 8th pick. Look at Micah Parsons. He was not a first pick in the draft. TJ Watt. The Detroit Lions just need to draft right. And if you draft right, doesn't matter if you're number 1 or number 2 or number 7. Just
and the player
draft right. So win the football game.
Right. Win the game, because the player that you need who's going to give you the best chance for instant impact, you can get him at 5, 6, or 7.
And they said this. Winning at the end of the season does not bring momentum. How is that the case? In 2010, we were 4-0 with the last 4 games. 2011, 5-0 to start the season. You can bring momentum if the people and the players believe in what's taking place. Momentum is a real thing, and it can happen at the end of a season.
Listen, appreciate you for coming through, man. I got some more people who finna roll up in here. Like I said, we'll be in touch and doing this again, man. I appreciate you for rocking with us.
Yeah, just wanted to break the internet really quick.
Yeah, it's broke. Yeah, it's broke. My man Down 19, you up, sir? What's going on, man? What you got for the people?
What's going on, Luke?
Man, same stuff, different day. Now I saw you had a post that said, "Where was Isaiah Simmons?" And I had to respond.
Oh, here we go. I
had to, because listen, we can't talk about Isaiah Simmons when we took a guy who ain't been on the field.
Listen, in my comments, I said I was a Jeff Okudah fan and I had to eat crow.
This is true. What you got for the people, man? On a victory Monday, Lions dominate the Cardinals. I mean, from top to bottom.
Yeah, it was a good victory against a playoff team. I'm not too confident about the Cardinals going far, but it was a good victory. Ran the ball, played good defense. Yeah, I mean, they did everything right. Special team was on point as well.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. And as you see right here, Raw Detroit brings up a good point. He says when running backs have 15-plus touches, they get better as the game go on. Craig Reynolds had 26. It's one of the reasons why I lost my stuff, because I was like, look, this 14 carry crap, we can't have this. This splitting carries between him. Swift got to be the bell cow. Somebody's got to be the relief.
Mm-hmm.
It works. I even showed examples where it happened with the Colts and it happened with other people. Oh, Rumble, come on, Lions, Rumble, get back in here now. Get back in here.
Let me ask you, like, as next year ends, what position do we need to improve on?
For this year?
Well, going to next year, like, what is some position we need to improve on? Linebackers.
Safety,
okay.
Linebacker, them are my number one priorities, because you set it up for linebacker and safety to be your pick the very moment you took those D linemen in the second and third round. Once you took those 2 D linemen, that was the first key that you were trying to build it from the ground up. And at this point, you have to go out and say, let's continue this. You got one linebacker in Derek Burns. You can add another linebacker, and I just give you my pick for who I want for linebackers. Brandon Smith out of Penn State. I think by far he's the answer. And then for the safety, which is why I don't need the first overall pick, because Aiden Hutchinson or Thibodeau should not be a first overall pick in my opinion. I would take Kyle Hamilton.
Mm.
That's what I would do if it was me.
It's a couple of good safeties out there. Jordan Battle from Alabama, Jaquan Brisker from Penn State.
But see, Battle is not as instinctive as Kyle. Like Battle is more like, I hate to say that, but he's more like Will Harris. He'll hit you, but he's not always like instinctively going for the ball.
Right.
See, Hamilton knows when to go for the ball and when to try to get a tackle, and that's what I love about him. But what else you got, man?
All right, so I gotta disagree with you on the Dan Campbell good play calling.
Okay, let's talk about it.
He been kind of up and down, and that's okay for a first year head coach. He have been up and down when it comes to play calling, especially that Vikings game. The 4-quarter play calling was kind of trash to me.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Is Bill Belichick a good head coach?
Yeah.
Has his play caller been up and down? Yeah. Let's keep going. Yeah. Bruce Arians, good head coach.
Yep, good head coach.
Play calling up and down. Sean Payton, good head coach. Play calling up and down. Pete Carroll, play calling up and down. They all do it, bro. Sometimes you have a good day, you have a bad day. Mike Tomlin and every single one of them do it. The reality is to be able to make an adjustment and put your team in the right game plan.
You can add John Harbaugh to that list.
Add them all in there. So, this is just putting it in that regard. That's all I'm pointing out to you, man. So, but what we can do is this. If you still got more to disagree with me, we'll do a whole show where you get to disagree with me all day. In the meantime, I got to talk to Lions Rumble because I got everybody on the clock and I want to make sure I respect the time.
Okay. Appreciate you having me on. Happy holidays to you and everybody in the chat.
You too, sir. Lions Rumble 81. See, we got him to come out when I brought my man Adam over here, and he back. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool, man. Cool. First of all, man, like always, thank you for this platform. Thank you for what you guys do as far as, all things Lions, all things Detroit. Super happy. Victory Monday. What else can be said that hasn't already been said? We got a complete game from the coaches all the way down to the players, everyone. Everyone showed up, man. Unfortunately, it was on a to me, I think the fans were either I don't even want to use the word because Christmas is right around the corner. So maybe people weren't as jacked to go to the game as they should have been. But man, I tell you, it's different when your team absolutely dominates a top tier team in NFC. And I think we gave every team who's about to play the Cardinals the blueprint on how to beat them. I honestly was happy with every facet of yesterday's game. Like I said, I really admired how those guys all cohesively came together and had each other's back. And whoever made the play, it was like everybody swarmed them. They were happy for their success. And I think, as Mike was saying, moving forward, this is huge. Towards the end of the season, we weren't supposed to beat a team like the Cardinals, according to the the critics. But again, it's always been Detroit versus everybody. So why would we expect anything less? But I'm very happy for not only the city, but us faithful who have been with them, who have been down like 4 flat tires with the Lions since, man, I can remember. So,
and I think you point out something that bothered me early on. Oh wait, I hear some feedback. I think you got the video still on. You might have to cut the video off in the background.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Now, I think you hit on things that I've been talking about for a while. When I went to that 49ers game, I noticed that we didn't have the presence that would have made it so we have what's the word I want to use? The home field advantage. We were somehow not the home field advantage, and that to me was a problem.
Yeah,
I didn't like that at all. So if you're going to do something like that, then at the end of the day, you have to be able to say, okay, you got to be able to support this team. But they really ain't give us much to support. You know what I'm saying? And I get that.
Agree. Right.
Oh, they say they can still hear me, so I don't know what's going on. They say they can still hear me. So there's like two of me talking. But I'll put it like this. I'll make it quick. To me, I saw the potential of this team in that one game because I knew what the other team looked like when we had people healthy, and the media is attempting to act as if though that the Cardinals was in such disarray because they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins. But I'm thinking we didn't have Frank Ragnar. We didn't have Jonah Jackson. Like Evan Brown, I think was even playing hurt. They had a new guy playing center and guard. We didn't have DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams or Quintez Cephas, TJ Hawkinson. All these players that was out on our end, and they talking about one dude. Stop playing with me.
Right.
So
I agree with that. I think we gave the rest of the team the blueprint on how to beat these cards, and I think a team that was taking notice was probably a team like the Cowboys, a team who I don't want to compare us to them, but they got some heat on that side, and but I mean right now they kind of look disarray. Everybody's talking about how Dak's not living up to his potential this year, and this, that, and the third, and it's like right now. This is like the most competitive I've seen this league in a long time. With all the injuries, all these super teams who, you still have a couple who are still like, cream of the crop. It seems like, the Packers, and then you got a team like Kansas City. We already knew those teams and the Bucks. We already know those teams are going to be, at the top of the food chain. But now you got teams like, the Steelers who could potentially do some damage. You have teams like, dare I say it, Buffalo even. There's certain teams in there that can really change momentum in the playoff, and just the right time, all this talk about D-Hop and the Cards being, injured and this, that, and the third, it just makes me it makes me laugh because that's part of the game. Injuries. It's like, okay, this is the team you set up. So you have somebody backing up D-Hop. You have somebody backing up your number ones. So all this talk about, they're missing their weapons and this. No. You just dealt with a Lions team who finally believed in the coaches and the packages and the things that they were taught this year, and who went out there and put the city on their back, and who was probably embarrassed from Thanksgiving. Them being at the center of the game, they were probably embarrassed. Like, hey, how did we lose at home to this team? So I applaud not only the team but the fans, everybody rallying around. Man, that hey, this is what we have to look forward to, and this is with our second and third stringers. So I got to take my hat off to the coaching staff, for putting the best players in the position and for getting the best out of them. I've never seen Amari or I can't even pronounce his name that good. I'm so happy.
This is Amani 24.
Yes, sir. The way he was playing corner yesterday lets me know that he's finally, that things that Aaron Glenn has said to him have finally started sticking. That things Aaron Glenn have been telling him. He's been telling him, hey man, I can make you. Whatever he's been telling him, you could tell he was confident yesterday. That interception that he caught, that was ridiculous, man. I've never seen, not even Okudah. I haven't seen a play like that from Okudah, and he's our top draft pick. You know what I mean? Like
now you opening up old wounds. You trying to have me? You trying to have me lose it?
I know. I do apologize. But we have to give these guys. They have to, like you said, it's not so much the talent that's an issue. I think it's like you said, they're young, they're not fully confident, but those things take time. And I think with this draft coming up, I think we have to get rid of Patricia's garbage because clearly he has basically purged his team of whatever Patricia was trying to build. And to me, Patricia's not a coach. He will always be a coordinator. He should have never been given a torch because he's not even in shape. He's not out here working out with these guys. He's not in the trenches with these guys. As far as I know, he was always just, talking shit and not allowing these guys to learn what it is they wanted them to do under his package. So that whole false sense of security of, he won a ring, he knows what he's talking about. No. Those days are long and gone. As you've seen with the Jaguars yesterday, they seemingly seemed like they were playing more hungrier and more fierce with the coordinator at the helm. So I mean, just like you said, Dan Campbell, you guys can love him or hate him, but honestly, to me, it's a breath of fresh air because we actually have a coach who cares. We actually have somebody who's trying to right the ship that has been at disarray for so many decades. I'm in my early 40s, man. I've been a fan of this team since I could, since the late 80s, if that, So,
well, I mean, you ain't alone.
I'm happy.
It's one of the reasons why I always talk about the history of this team, where we had success, and we've had success about it. But I got two other people behind you. I'm gonna give you the final point. Then I got two other people behind you, man.
Yes,
I always appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Luke G. Man, I love it. It's always a pleasure. But now we have. This is a good problem to have, in my opinion. Now we have a running back who showed his ass off yesterday. We have certain players who showed their ass off yesterday. Now, whether they were playing for a contract or whatever, I saw out of that group of guys yesterday, I saw a freaking complete team, and I'll just leave it at that. So whoever's getting paid, whatever, man, there's some guys I saw yesterday who should be considered as far as long term or whatever. But again, thank you, Luke G. Thank you guys. And I'm all the way out here in Vegas, so
man,
I've been celebrating since last night. Yes, sir. I'm the only one probably rolling out here.
I think the Lions are getting ready to go on a win streak. That could be scary.
That could be scary.
Yeah, because now they're starting to believe. It's one thing to have the blueprint, but if you don't believe in that blueprint, if you don't believe in those coaches, if you don't believe in what they're telling you, and you don't believe in the man to the left and right of you, it's not going to do anything. Because I have to have confidence in you that you're going to have my back if I miss this tackle, or I have to have confidence in you that you're going to back me up if I get a block or whatever happens. I think they're starting to do that. I think it's starting to show, and I'm applauding it. So I have nothing but love for them today. We're not even gonna talk about the penalties and whatnot.
Nope.
I know you brought up Jalen hitting Kyler Murray. That's part of the game. He blocked the ball, and in that same motion came down and popped him with his shoulder.
Still did it.
And it's like, oh, you thought you was gonna come in here and get 50 on us? But I respect it because everybody had the Cards winning. Oh, this is the payback game for them losing to the Rams. No, damn it. You don't come to Detroit. It's a no-fly zone. It's always been that way, and I hope it remains that way. You ain't going to come in here and get a dub from us. So I appreciate you, Luke G, man. I'm going to get off, man. I know you got people in the line.
100%. Appreciate you coming through. I love when people show up, man. My man Gunner in the house. But let me hit this really quick. JT says Luke was right about Urban. He told me back in July. I told you he's going to find some reason to self-sabotage, or he's going to just flounder and be out because he can't cheat. The only time he wins is when he cheats. And I'm proud of the Jacksonville Jaguars for flat out just saying, you not finna ruin my team culture with this dumb stuff. Gunner, what you got on this Victory Monday?
Yeah, before we jump into that, honestly, the only head coach that the rookie head coaches, the only one I thought was going to work out year one was Brandon Staley, just because of that roster he has. Like you would have to try to mess up that job to not have a decent year.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, I love Cardinals being the sore losers, not posting the final score on Twitter. Gotta love that. Two games in a row they've done that. Rams fans piled on them on their last tweet, so that's always a fun look. Also, I don't know if I just figured out who this guy was on our team, Jesse Lemoyne.
Yeah,
that's how you say it. He was doing some things that game. I don't know if anybody knows. He was up against the right tackle most of the time. He was pushing him back a lot. He was getting a lot of pressure.
I still don't know who half them people that was out there was. I knew who Brady Breeze. I knew who Brady Breeze was. I don't know who the other dudes is. I really don't.
I saw a couple people on Twitter trying to make excuses for the Cardinals. Oh man, we never start center. We had D-Hop, and that was it. They had like 2 people that weren't healthy, and that was it.
I don't know why they were doing it. That was the whole story. The whole story was D-Hop didn't play. I'm like, so we're just gonna act like AJ Green ain't nobody. Got it. You know.
I ain't gonna lie though. He quits on routes.
But you know what? You know what?
They got a stacked receiving core.
I was just gonna say they got a whole arsenal of receivers.
So they got Ertz. They got Andy Isabella, who they don't use. They got Christian Kirk, who I like. They got some dudes.
It says, do you still think we can go on a win streak with Tim Boyles at the helm?
Hell no. Get him out of here. No. Please put him Blau, bro. We do not want 2-yard Boyle in the game.
You sit up there looking like, trying to figure out why he not willing to do certain things and stuff. I mean, listen.
Nah, put Randall L in there. Sign him to the roster real quick.
I can tell you this much. The way that they're building this team and the way that the players are responding to his attitude is amazing. I will put out one thing that I found to be negative. And it's not the fault of the fans per se, even though they part of the problem. But I will say this. Because the media attacked the way that the Lions celebrated, if you watch closely to their locker room footage, it has been heavily edited and a lot of stuff taken out because they're trying to keep the focus on the team and not other stuff. And that's a credit to Sheila. Sheila's like, okay, if they're going to focus on this stupid stuff, let me remove this from the equation. So but I blame the media because I didn't get the real full uncut raw version of the locker room reaction. You know, and it's ridiculous. So David Grabble says, I'm tired of Lions fans who don't want wins due to better picks and draft.
I hate
winning
that
is the most important thing to building culture. Winning is the most important thing to getting those free agents you want. Winning is the most important thing to getting those trades that you want. Winning is the most important thing to really seeing what your general manager can do. It's not hard to pick people when you're picking 1 and 2.
I hope we win the last 3 games.
I do too. I wanted to win them all. So
so many people crying on Twitter. Oh no, not our draft position. Oh no.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
Ain't nobody worth taking number 1 anyways. It don't even matter where you pick. Just make the right pick.
Well, let's get to this part right here. I want to ask you this question before I get you to to give me what you got for us overall. I want you like everybody else to understand. The Cardinals did not lose to the Lions. They were beaten.
They got put in a body bag.
They were beaten. The Lions this year had 2 games where they just got beat up. They got bullied. And that was the Eagles and the Bengals game. All the rest of them were winnable games. All the rest of them, they battled and they showed up with not much going on. Even the game against Denver, I didn't care. Half the damn team had like 19.
We were going in there way too shorthanded.
Man,
we were winning that game.
I knew we was short when they threw the ball to a tight end, and I was like, "Who is this? Zistri?" I was like, "Who? Where did he come from?
How long he'd be on the team?
Did we? What was
we
this?
Signed him yesterday,
right? Like was he working at Dunkin' Donuts or what the hell? Like, I didn't know where he came from.
He must have been working at one of the concession stands at the stadium. They're like, "All right, you big, get in here."
Now, shout out to awesome kid who comes in with the Cardinals, showing some love to his Cardinals team. He says, "Good game." I can respect those fans who do this. I also, it's a person. Let me see if I can find him. Because I love what he did. He did 2 things. One, he made a prediction, right? He made a prediction, and it came true. he had, and I want y'all to check out his channel because it is a Cardinals channel, but I think you could appreciate what it is. It's called Mythic AZ. And I'm telling you, he predicted that the Cardinals could lose this game. He said that if there's ever a game for them to lose, this was the one. And I am working on setting up something with him to do it, but to kind of give you a snippet of what he said, or how can I best word this? I'm just gonna let you see it. I think it's so perfect. And what happened? And then Gunner, I'm gonna give you your floor back. I don't want you to miss your opportunity, sir. I believe that you've earned that right. Gunner been rocking with me for a while. So let me put this on the screen. All right. And then I'll show you his channel. Boom. Let me put that big. I want everybody to see this. I think show the man some love. At least go over there and check out the video and let him know.
Start off the Office.
But when you start off with the Office, you know what's coming. All right, here we go. Let me set this one right here. Here we go.
Got it muted.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault.
Yep. We just got dominated by the 111-1 Detroit Lions. I want to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. I told y'all last video, for some reason, Jared Goff just absolutely goes off against us, and today was no different. Today, he had 216 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, and an 80% completion percentage. And with this win, now he's 8-1 against us. At this point, he's as much of an owner of the Cardinals as Michael Bidwell is. It's kind of sad, and I'm not gonna lie, I am absolutely petrified for next week. We just let the Lions third-string running back Craig Reynolds rush for 112 yards today. So just imagine what happens when we play Jonathan Taylor. Like, he actually might break the rushing record for yards in a game. And what sucks is if we lose next week to the Colts, we play on Christmas Day, so my whole day is just going to be ruined. But let's not even get started with next week because we still haven't even covered what happened today. This was absolutely embarrassing. Based on the way both teams played today, you would think the Cardinals were 111-1 and the Lions were 10-3. The Cardinals got outplayed on every single level today, and I can't name too many things that the Cardinals did well. Our run defense was absolutely atrocious. Jared Goff was looking like Drew Brees, and the Lions defense held us to 12 points. And you're telling me we're a playoff team? And I don't know if you guys saw that graphic that popped up late in the fourth quarter, but it showed the Cardinals record in their first 7 games of the season through Cliff's tenure here versus the rest of the season. And in 2019, we started 3-3-1, and the rest of that season we finished 2-7. In 2020, the same thing. We started 5-2, finished 3-6. And this year, we were an undefeated 7-0 through our first 7, and now we're 3-3. It sucks to say, but history's repeating itself. Now,
people, please go show my man support. As you can see, the video is a little bit much longer. There was a video before this, and we gonna be collaborating. I like what he did. I like his take, and I detect no lies. So, but to me, what you see with Cliff Kingsbury, again, good teams win in November and December. I just wanted y'all to enjoy that as much as I did. So make sure that you definitely go show him some support and check it out. But yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of that. You know what I mean? I just thought that was it. That was a dog move in my opinion. Gunner, what else you got for me, man?
So actually, funny enough, I was about to talk about our record against the Cardinals, and we're like what now 5-0-1 against them in the last 6 games or something, or
like
4-0-1, something like that.
4-0-1 the last.
Yeah, five meetings.
Games, yeah.
Like that is that's pretty insane. If there's I know 2 teams that we just kind of for some reason consistently beat. It's that team. Can you guess the other team is?
That we beat consistently?
Yeah, well, like our franchises just have we just have a winning record against them.
The Browns?
No, it's actually the Falcons.
Oh,
I want to say it's either 24. We're either 24, 27, and 13 against them.
Okay.
So we do actually have a big gap on them. Now, if Jared Goff ain't playing, we're using 2-yard Boyle. Our chances aren't good unless we can run the hell out of the ball, but do what the Patriots did and just rush 45 times.
Well, like I said, we'll definitely see how that that portion of them play out. But again, it's one of them things where I'm telling you, I literally felt like I was looking into the future from what they did. And I know that people are going to say, oh, it's this and it's that. But they've been doing it all season. It just finally all clicked this time. That's the difference.
Yes, they played 4 quarters.
Yep.
It was amazing.
So it's something that you can't look at and trip. Like I said, when I'm getting people sending me messages about Jim Caldwell, and I'm like, he did what Cliff Kingsbury did. Start off hot, fizzled out when it mattered. So
I mean, we couldn't even run the ball. He didn't have one 100-yard
he never wanted to
rusher
run the ball. Yeah.
4 years, 0 100-yard rushers. I don't want to go back to that.
And listen, here go the worst part about it. I did notice this, and I talked to Mythic AZ, in case you was wondering about the channel. I did talk to him, and I said, you do realize that Craig Reynolds was not our third running back. And he's like, what? He's like, man, no, he's like, don't tell me that. And he was like, they have him listed as the third running back. I said, yeah, because people are out sick. And he goes, oh, this is bull. Are you serious? And I go, yep. He like, so where did this guy come from? I said, off the street. They call him Netflix because he was at home when they got him. He was like, oh, I'm gonna make a video clowning them even more. So if you want to check out that video and the other video where he kind of predicts that the Lions had a chance of winning this game, and he felt that it was a game that was a strong chance that this team could lose, you definitely want to check out the video. So I enjoyed every bit of it. You know what? I'm in a good mood. So if y'all want to ask me some draft questions, y'all better get it in right now. So you got a draft question for me before I let you up out of here, Gunner?
Oh man, you put me on the spot.
Hey, listen, I'm giving everybody opportunities and space. You got some questions, I might be answering them. I'm just saying.
All right, positions on offense. Everybody knows what we need on defense. What do you think we should get on offense?
Well, really, and this is not going to be the popular choice, but offensively, you got to take a quarterback.
In general.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, and I think you can get one in the later rounds. And I think depending on how this person do at the combine, I think you might be able to have this person in the second or third round, depending on how it go. But it's a big risk to taking this player. He was brought to my attention by another subscriber, Detroit's own Big Will. But Bailey Zappi out of Western Kentucky.
Bailey Zappi?
Yeah. I know it's a strange name. Don't judge me, okay?
I just go off last names. There's no crazy last names that do well in this league.
Listen, I'll show you something. Well, yes, it is. It's a lot of crazy names that do stuff. I mean, the dude name was Drew Brees. Who in the hell?
Yeah, but Drew Brees rolls off the tongue nice.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna be petty like that. Yes.
Okay, Frank Tarkenton. I mean, it's been a lot of.
All right, I'm talking about right now. Come on now.
Okay, in the modern era. I mean, let me think about some. Let me see. Gardner Minshew.
All right, he a backup. He a backup. He don't count.
Where you want me to start with strange names? They all over the place. However, Detroit's own Big Will he's really big on this player. And he said that the player was brought to his attention after he watched him play against Michigan State. And I said, oh, really? And he said, yeah. He said, I'm telling you, this dude is something different. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? Like, what exactly are you referring to? And he says to me, I think the Lions can get him in the second round. And I was like, what? Like, what? And he's like, yeah. So, in case you was not familiar with Bailey Zappi, a guy that I've heard people talk about for real.
Western Kentucky, okay.
And according to Steve,
was he the guy that broke the touchdown?
Yeah, he broke the record. So this is somebody that people say you could possibly get in the second round, but again, to me, it's going to come down to what he do at the combine. And again, I've watched a little film on him. I haven't watched as much as I would like to watch on the player, but it's hard to argue with 5,967 yards, 62 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. Like, he leads all of the NCAA. And I was like, oh, like this is really happening. And then another thing I looked at was I just was curious about some other things, but I don't know. Like, I didn't know if he was coming out or not. I think I saw something that said he was a senior.
Yeah,
if that's the case, yeah, right there. That's what I saw up there. I saw something that said he was a senior. So if he's
transferred.
Yeah, like so you're talking about a guy to come in, and I looked at the other college stats and I was like,
sacked 44 times his freshman year.
I mean, damn, that's a lot. But you do see what I'm pointing out to you. So shout out to Detroit's own Big Will for this one. This is one of the people he think we can get in the second round. So I got, like I said, this is y'all chance to ask me some draft questions, so get it. But Ghost, I'm gonna let you out so I can focus on some of these questions and knock them out, bro.
All
right. You had yourself a good one, bro. Appreciate you.
You too.
Yep. All right, let me see if I get some more of these questions up in here before I get up out of here. We got let me go back up here. Where is we at? Receiver. I think receivers at this point, you can't take receivers in the first round no more. I be watching Hollywood trying to figure out when is you gonna become Hollywood. Like everybody thought he was gonna be the next Tyreek Hill, and it's just not there. It's just not there. One funky lion says, I love me some Zappy. Kids probably falls to the day 3, but yeah, the kid holds a few records too. And that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that he could be a second to third or fourth round pick. I don't know, but Detroit's own Big Will brought him to my attention, and I told him that I'll watch some extensive film on him. But if you're going to take somebody, as long as he's sitting for a year, I don't really care. Now, Lions Rumble brings up a good point. We really need to scout the hometown talent at the schools in our state. Tired of us overlooking our hometown schools. Well, that's why everybody wants the people that's here, like Aiden Hutchinson and stuff like that. But for some reason, it's crazy to me how they just be looking at stuff. I don't know. It's just, I agree with you, though. I think they need to make sure that you shop in the backyard off rip. As of now, Zappy is probably a 4th or 5th round pick. Okay. If you tell me I can get this guy that's a 4th or 5th round pick and I can let him sit and learn, great. I'll take it. And then I still have opportunity to trade up and take me another quarterback with him as the backup, great. Way to build a program. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So let me see. If you got any questions, I'm taking them. This is y'all time. Is he mobile? So to answer that question, I'll show you. He is mobile. Ironically, he is mobile. So if you come down here, you see that he does run. He got 241 attempts, 210, but he's selective in his run. So this is somebody, if you want to go and look up, I'm not going to show it on YouTube because I don't need nobody to shut me down or give me any strikes. But yeah, go and take a look at him. He does take off and run. And when he does, he can run. He just prefers to throw the ball first. So, and then everybody was all hyped up over that Malik Willis kid, which in my opinion, I was like, can we stop with this? Like, that is the most overrated thing I have ever seen in my entire life. Not a Malik Willis fan at all. Let me see. It says, I would be cool with taking Drake London or Treylon Burks with the Rams pick. I think Treylon Burks is Inquan Bolton with speed, and I like him a lot. London, he's like Keenan Allen. However, if I had to pick between those two, I would take Treylon over them, in my opinion. But again, that's just because I'm in a happy mood, so I'll answer these questions. Look up a linebacker named Doman. What the hell? I think you'll like him for a later round guy. What school? Number. I need the school and the number. Let's see. Q says, I'm cool. Rumble. Let's see. All right, good show from Raw Detroit. Appreciate you, sir. Dan, why not wait until next year to draft a quarterback when the talent level is better? Well, if you notice what I said is I said take a quarterback later. And he asked, what do we need to upgrade on offense? Well, it's quarterback. If we go into the season next year with Tim Boyles at the backup, we need prayer. And pray to God that Goff don't get hurt, because you at least got a better chance with Goff than Tim Boyle. But if you got a young guy in the waiting, like Bailey, who's getting a chance to be groomed and taught the game, similar to what happened with Patrick Mahomes, then I'm okay with that. But I'm not telling you to spend a first-round pick on it, and I really don't want to use a second. But I'm telling you that Detroit's own Big Will said to me that he think he would take him in the second. And I was like, if he can make it out of the second, I'll probably look at him. So just looking at it. Antonio Jenkins says, I want a mobile quarterback in the future. That's fine. But, building the proper program works like that sometimes. And then we got, it says, I like him too in the second or third round. He beat 2 records, touchdowns and yards. I mean, that's a lot of yards and a lot of damn touchdowns. I think the record was originally held by Joe Burrow. And but a lot of people do like him. So I can't kill him. A mobile quarterback who can actually throw, though. Well, that's a good point. Wasn't people saying Mac Jones should have been a 3rd or 4th round? Yep. But Mac Jones went to the right situation. Sometimes it's about going to the right situation. And if you go to the right situation, I'm down for that. Let me see. What else we missing? Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Lions take Evan Neal, offensive lineman out of Alabama. They will not. The reason they won't take another lineman is because you got to look at where they're picking, and you got to look at where they have the weakness at right now. We don't have depth at safety like we're supposed to, and obviously you hoping that Okudah can come back and be at the very least a minimum a slot corner or go to safety, but they need a safety. And when you look at the linebacker position, they need that too. I don't see them taking another lineman when your line works. Frank Ragnow is good. Jonah Jackson is good. And Big V at guard is good. I don't see why they take another lineman here. But I'm not discrediting you totally, Antonio Henry. It's very possible they do that. I just don't think that that's the target right there that they're looking for. Let me see. Luke, what do you think of Nick Bonito? I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to word this without giving you too much from a video I got to make. He still needs work. I'll put it that way. He still needs work. And to me, he has to, what the word I want to use? Damn it. I'm trying. It's so hard. You got me in an unusual. I'll put it this way. If you watch his highlights, it looks like a damn cheat code, right? But if you watch his every snap, he has work to do. There are times when he's so aggressive that he over pursues, and there are times where he's not aggressive enough and he gets caught just lacking. But overall, it looks like a good prospect. That's about as much I can give you without giving you up all my notes. Because if I'm gonna sit there and watch all them hours of film, I can't give it all up on this show, even though I'm in a good mood. The Lions should definitely take a developmental quarterback to be at least a solid backup. That's my viewpoint. And if this guy is it, so be it. Mac Jones has a wonderful coaching staff, though. True. Can he make his second read, though? Well, go and look up the film yourself. Tell me what's up. Shout out to my man Spirit of Detroit. What's going on, Avery? What it do, bro? Let me see what else we got. Make sure I ain't miss nobody. Because I'm finna get up out of here in a minute. I gotta go get my baby something. All right, let me see. Oh, we got a late bloomer in the building. My man Malik showed up. What up, though, Malik?
What up, Wishy? What up?
Man, talk to the people.
Man, I just had to come on here, and mess with you because I remember a couple weeks ago in last season, you was dogging Bill Harris, but hey, look at
I'm still dogging him. Don't get me wrong. I'm still dogging him, but I still have to be honest. He showed up at that damn cornerback position. I can't argue that. I go by tape, bro. Tape tell me what I need to know, and the tape said he played well at the cornerback position this last game.
Hey, well, we might need to start him at cornerback, but I remember you ain't want him on the team, so now if you keep him at corner, you want him on the team now?
Who, Harris?
Yeah.
No, he got to go, bro. I don't know where he got to. I don't know where he got to go, but he can't stay here. I ain't saying he got to go home. He just got to get the hell up out of here. That's all I'm saying. He got to go, bro.
If he keep him at cornerback, I say he can stay if he keep him at cornerback.
That's fair, but I'm not willing to give up nobody else's spot for him to stay. That's the problem right there.
I'm gonna compare him to something that everybody, that's something that everybody loves. Okay, your kid said he want a dog, right? they find the dog. The dog might look, dirty and smelly and all that,
Right.
but your wife and your kid bathe the dog before you get there. They say, "Dad, can we keep it? Can we keep it?" And you say on one condition, you got to take care of it. So you said you wanted him gone, but they say, okay, let's put him at cornerback. He played good, so now you got to say, well, dang, I gotta rethink about this now.
Listen, I ain't mad at you. He gotta go, bro. I'm sorry, bro. He gotta go. He gotta go, bro.
And then before I go, I just want to come here for a second. And then before I go, are you still against drafting Aiden Hutchinson with this number 2 pick we got now? Considering you got the number 2 pick.
Yes, I am. I'm still against it. Yes, I am. Because if you're taking a player there, you got to understand something. He needs to be able to have an impact within himself. I only see Kyle Hamilton and a few other people with that impact. And Kyle Hamilton, to me, makes more sense because you're talking about getting a safety who can cover the whole field. Essentially, he was what we were supposed to have in Isaiah Simmons. And so now you get a guy who can do the whole field. And I'm telling you, when I watch Kyle Hamilton, he really does remind me a lot of Sean Taylor. He may not be as big of a hitter, but he will still hit you.
But the thing with that, do you really want to take that risk again? Look at a couple years ago now with your boy Okuda. He my boy too, but with Okuda, he been injured back-to-back years, and he was supposed to be the top cover corner in the NFL draft that year.
It just boils down to this, though, and it boils down to this. Who gives you more of an impact? A safety who can completely take everything away? I mean, I remember when Eddie Jackson first got to the Bears, it made everything else better. I remember when Jamal Adams first got to the Jets, it made everything better. Darwin James made everything better. Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu made everything better. And you can keep going down the list. Even look at the Steelers when they added Mecca Fitzpatrick. It made everything better. So to me, to have that type of play as safety, and then if you re-sign Tracy and you move Okuda to the safety spot and he's filling in as a slot / safety, you're creating things that usually don't show up on the screen. So I'm just Aiden Hutchinson. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he's not worth the Lions pick for where they're headed.
All right, and I'm gonna say this one last thing. While I say it, as I say, I'm gonna go on. Aiden Hutchinson. No, they said. So I forgot who said it, but someone said you could never have enough pass rush in the NFL.
That's true, but he'll be better. He'll be better suited. He'll be better suited for a 4-3. You take care, Malik. I mean, I always like when Malik come through. One Pride 40 says, what do you think of Jermaine Johnson? He needs to work on his point of attack. I've seen plays where in the run game, I'm like, you're just not gonna get big out here, huh? So he needs to work on his point of attack. But a lot of these players I plan to do film studies on. So I'll tell you this much. I wish he had more motor. And what I mean by that, meaning like when a play is going away from him, I want to see you still running. And he doesn't do that often. So, just saying. Let me see. What else we got for questions? Let me make sure I ain't miss nobody, man, before I get up out of here. Uh-oh. No, he didn't. He came in here. He came in here to give me a day of laughs. I don't think I laughed so damn much at these videos this man has dropped. Let me take this down. Get this man his proper introduction. He's the light-skinned Megan Thee Stallion. He's just male virgin. He's got the I'm gonna be the lumber. Did he just log out? Did Easy just log out? Easy, get your ass back in here. Get back in here. What we got right here? The Lions have been the worst in the league on quarterback pressure. Definitely the DN linebacker over a safety any day. Well, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this, Jim Animal John Q, which I ain't mad at you. However, Aiden Hutchinson to me is better suited for a 4-3. He just is. And I would love to act as if though I would love to act as if though that's not the case, but he is. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to take that risk again. We tried to do that stuff before with Kyle Van Noy and so many other people. Sometimes you got to draft a person who fits what you're doing, and that's the bottom line. My man Easy's in the building. What up, though, Easy?
What up, though?
Man, that's a nice hat you got on there, man. You know, you got the little metallic thing going on. It's all lined up.
Thanks, man. You know what I'm saying? It's old. Probably not the time nowadays.
It's Victory Monday, man. What are your thoughts?
So many, bro. So many. I kind of jumped into the link. But I'm just trying. I guess I haven't really sorted them out yet, man. There's a lot. I think one thing I guess has been on my mind heavy. It just seems prominent right now is like the evolution of Dan Campbell's play calling. Actually, I think you even made a comment in the group chat during the game too. Like this is some creative play calling. Like,
but he's been doing it. It's just that the difference was listen. He's been doing it. And remember, I told you, I said they was hounding him because they was like, he running the ball too much. I said, but it was the right game plan for that game. When I saw him in the other game against, was it the Rams, where he was opening the playbook up, I said, he's calling the game plan based on who he's playing. So some games it's not going to be like, oh, weird running back in the backfield out the back, you know, or receiver out the backfield. You're not going to see that. But in that Rams game, he showed you a lot of those same creative plays. We just forgot because they lost. If they won, we would remember.
I don't think we've seen a lot of the same creative plays. I think he's truly developed. I don't necessarily say it's him. I do want to give credit to where credit's due, and I think a lot of it has to do with a little bit of Ben Johnson stepping up as well. But like you've seen Amon-Ra in the backfield, you know what I'm saying, and him actually taking carries. It gives the defense an extra layer of like possibilities and what to look out for rather than just like, oh, it's a pass straight to him. Like there was just so much creativity beyond like little extra steps and extra efforts they made in the Rams game. I feel like that was more like desperation stuff. This thing was like it's completely different in my eyes. And honestly, just listen to the guy speak after the game yesterday too. I think it was Amon-Ra who brought it up, was speaking on Ben Johnson. But like, it's just something's different there offensively. I mean, clearly, 30 points. That's insane. That's insane. Shout out to Amani Owarie though, put us down there for right there for one of them boys. But it's impressive, man. It's impressive, and it's what you really want to see out of this guy, especially Dan Campbell, is like him evolve, because like I was getting a little nervous there offensively. I was like looking. I think everyone here, all the entire fan base was shopping around to see who's going to be the offensive coordinator of the future. And I mean, I think it may be Ben Johnson. Who knows? We don't know what's going to go on for sure. But I don't know, man. I just see growth from everyone.
Well, I think fans better go ahead and appreciate Aaron Glenn while he's here, because if he don't get a head coaching job this year, he definitely gone after that next. I can tell you that.
I think it'd be 2 years for him too, because like I don't know. You think he'll get it like right after 1 year?
Yeah, because listen. Let's make the argument. If you was the agent for Aaron Glenn, what do you got to say to any team that's a prospective team for the interview? Look what I did with this. Like I've lost most of my defensive players. We still showed up and performed. How do you argue that? You know what I mean?
You can't. You absolutely cannot. Especially like I even go back to last week, and people would say it was a bad game. Like the score looked terrible, but like to be honest with you, that wasn't like so much on Anthony Glenn. Like he or Aaron Glenn. I apologize. Like a lot was put on him in those situations with the ball being turned over. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just been a dog, man. It doesn't matter who's been back there for him. He's been able to make it work. It's insane. Aubrey Pleasant too. I'm gonna give some credit to Aubrey Pleasant as well. That's the one thing I hope is if that does happen, I at least hope Aubrey Pleasant's here to stay and we can move him up to defensive coordinator. I don't know, man. It's scary though, because I do not want to lose that man.
But you know what's funny? You're talking about things that we didn't do here in Detroit, and that's homegrown people getting opportunities when other people are moved out. And we never had that before. John Jones says, I hear people talking about Will Anderson of Alabama. What do you think about him? If he was coming out this year, if that's who I'm thinking of, I think he's a sophomore. I'm almost sure he's a sophomore. But if he was coming out this year, I think he would probably be one of the top linebackers coming out. It's hard for me to gauge where he is at this point. I think he played well this year, but I also think you're playing on Alabama.
Yeah.
like, bro, like you ain't showing out on Alabama. I got a problem. Like they got talent for days, and so it's impressive to me to see that. He said, salute, pimp. Shout out to my man, Jim Animal John Q. That's a dope-ass name, Jim Animal John Q. I bet he ripped. I bet you he ripped, bro. I guarantee you he probably got like biceps like the size of like the Rock's chest. I bet you. You know, let me give out my MVP award because I've been waiting to do this for a minute, and I wanted to give out an MVP award. I'm gonna get one for offense and one for defense. Okay. MVP award for offense goes to the entire Detroit Lions offensive line. We have an offensive line, people. Think about that for a moment. The Detroit Lions finally move on from a good quarterback and now got an offensive line. I don't even care that we moved on from him. We at least got somebody that can block and give us a chance. So the entire line gets my MVP. On defense, I got to give it to Will Harris. It's no way I expected him to look like that at corner. It's no, as much as I want to say Charles Harris and Derek Barnes and all that, I did not see Will Harris doing good at corner. Who goes from safety to corner and perform? Seriously, where they do that at? I'm amazed. What, you know, who you got for your MVP, Easy?
Defensively, you gotta give it to Charles Harris. Like, he was balling out there. Like that, the first quarter, I think it was actually on their first offensive drive. We chased down Kyler Murray, bro. that was insane. That don't happen. That rarely ever happens. And he's been doing this thing all year. But 2 sacks yesterday, a couple pressures. Hold on one sec. I think you definitely gotta give it to Charles Harris. Offensively, it's tough, man, because I kind of want to side with you with the offensive line because, like, look at what a guy like Craig Reynolds was able to do, you know, behind them. Did Jared Goff get sacked yesterday?
That's a good question. I swear I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'm going to go back and look, though, because you're right. I think he got sacked. He got sacked twice. Now, remember, he did get sacked. Because remember, one of them I said that was on him. Remember, I'm like, just throw the ball away. That was like the first play. And then the second sack came, I want to say they broke around the corner on the blitz. But he avoided a few blitzes and threw it down the field. But this is the difference I saw in Jared Goff yesterday and Jared Goff all season. He actually, I'm taking it back. I'm going to go back. I think it might be coaching in this too, but he actually threw the ball to the open receiver. And I'm like, oh. And there's a few plays where he threw the ball to a well-tight cover person. I'm like, yes. Yes.
Yeah,
it's not normal. Listen, this is the first game. I'm pretty sure this is the first or second game. I want to say, well, no, I think it is the first. This is the first game where we ran the ball more than we passed it and we won.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Because if you go back through the season and you look at the Lions games, all the games where they dominated the run, he still was not throwing the ball down the field when you had people open. He was taking the underneath stuff still. And now they're telling him, nope, don't care about your interceptions. Throw it down the field. That's the difference. When you go 21 of 26, think about this for a moment. 21 of 26, 216, 3 touchdowns. Like, that's nuts.
No, yeah, it's insane, bro. 81%, which we've seen him be efficient, but never threw the ball down the field. This game was his most air yard attempts downfield.
And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking to keep this. This is what I thought we was going to get in the beginning when I made my 8-game prediction. I thought we was going to get a team that was going to run a whole lot. He was going to manage the game, and then we would get our 8 wins. And when you go through and look at these games that was really close, we should have had 8 wins.
You know what's crazy, too, is remember everyone was telling me crazy, I was saying we're going to beat the Ravens. And it's just one of those hunches, one of those feelings. I had that same hunch and feeling in this game, but I obviously just didn't make the video. But
and it still took an amazing feat for them to beat the Lions.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Record-breaking field goal. But it was crazy, man, because just they dominated all facets of the game, all 3 phases of the football game. And another thing, too, I want to speak on, I guess, again, to like the evolution of the coaching offensively, I guess, or at least is the fact that Dan the Man Campbell, man, one of my biggest gripes was when we passed with Jared Goff on 4th down plays. And sometimes on those 4th down plays would be in shotgun. And sometimes it'd be an empty set. And I'd be like, what are you even, you're not even trying to disguise what you're doing here. Yesterday, I think I called back or it was a penalty on it anyway, but he got the first down regardless. They had, I think again, it was Amon-Ra in the backfield, but this time he motioned out, you know what I'm saying, for the pass, like last minute, you know what I'm saying? So at least it was disguised. And there's being more creative. There's doing things differently. They're giving the defenses different looks. At least yesterday. I can't say, the games before. I mean, obviously the ball's moving a lot better, but it's just this is what we need to see to restore faith in Dan Campbell. For me.
Well, for me, I ain't never lost faith because I understood what the assignment was. And so when I watch these games, I'm asking myself one question. Was that the right game plan? That's the first step. If no matter what play he called, it doesn't matter if the game plan was not right. I mean, a lot of these people didn't have, like, to me, the Cardinals did not have the right game plan. You came out trying to pass the ball with Kyler Murray. Where were the strategic design plays to get Kyler Murray moving in space? Where was the running plays for Connors? You just negated all of that and said we're going to beat them because their weakness is the secondary. Okay. And I don't blame him. I mean, if I find out that safety playing corner, I'm going at his ass too. So I get it. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm laughing at, right? He said that was a Bruce Lee versus Easy win.
Exactly. Beating the snot out of him.
Yeah, man, you go
fight all the hype.
I don't even know if you could have beat Bruce Lee's son. I think Brandon might have got you. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with his measurements and skill set. I couldn't say for sure.
That video you had that showed Frank Gore getting beat up, I was like, bruh, I can't. And then the one bruh, he got did dirty. That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, man. I was surprised because usually basketball players, I never really took them for the ones that can fight because when they do fight, it's a whole lot of nothing when they fight. Right.
Well, listen, you know me, we get at the end of this thing, man. So I want to do final thoughts, and then obviously we got to get everybody else back on to talk some ball. We had some moments where we had fun today, and I'm gonna probably do it again when I go out. Let me see if I can set it back up. But give the people your final thoughts, man.
Shoot, I guess really my final thoughts, and I'm not prepared for it, but I just want to, I guess, again, speak on the evolution of this coaching, man. Like, I was very impressed with the game plan yesterday. Now, defensively, I feel like we all should have had faith there and knew that they were going to bring it as they have all year against every single team outside of the Eagles and the Bengals, which happens now and then. But offensively, man, I didn't expect that. I was super proud to be a Detroit Lions fan yesterday. That was something to look forward to, man.
I think that not only should you be excited to be a Lions fan, you have to respect the Lions' approach to what they did. You know what I mean? You have to respect it. And to me, Brandon will whoop Easy too.
I don't know about Brandon. I don't know if Bruce would.
Oh, you was hey. Brandon played in The Crow. That was the last movie he played in before he had an untimely death by accident.
Hey, I'm just saying, if he ran to me, it might have been the same issue. No, I'm playing.
Hey, man, all right, people. Listen, it's Victory Monday. Excuse me. It's Victory Monday, and I want to make sure that we have fun. As the week is winding down, I plan on trying to come on live. I literally had to take on call today, which I generally did all last week, but I kept getting called immediately before I could finish work. And so, this time I am 100%. Ghostface got respect. He's got them hands. But it's dagger time. But I want to make sure y'all understand something. The week is going to be short, and this is a time to really just enjoy family and friends, man. Make phone calls and spend time with friends. Today's positive quote comes from the internet. I have no clue who said this. I just thought this was something dope. Today's positive quote comes from the internet. It says this: If you play the game, you must be willing to lose. Only those who understand that losing is a part of the process will be champions, will be great, will be forever immortalized. I thought about this because to me, life has a game. Most things you do is a gamble. And when you are willing to make a gamble, why not make a gamble based on known knowledge? Why not make a gamble known on the facts that you can do something to put things in your favor? And in my opinion, it's time that you gamble on yourself. In other words, stop putting your faith in other people. They're going to let you down every single time. Because no man has the ability to have an answer for what you already know. You need to bet on yourself. You need to understand that there are going to be some losses in this thing. Some people who need to be let go. There's going to be some people who are going to come into your life for a season simply to take from you so you can learn a lesson from them and you let them go. Whatever you do, understand that losing is a part of the process. The great ones understand this. It's why they work so hard, why they put so many hours into making sure that the loss doesn't come. But whenever they take the loss, they put more time into understanding why the loss occurred and what they need to do to make it better. I'm going to ask that you simply do the same thing. Simply give yourself a chance to have a fair shot at the gamble and become great. Now, I'm going to end this show off on a positive note because this, I got to give it to him one more time. Shout out to my man, G Mac Cash. This is just funny.
All the Warriors down the sideline. Still running. Hey, you know the Lions won again, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. That's what we do. All we do is fucking win. Come on, bitch. You know the Lions won again, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. Come on. Because all we do is fucking win. Woo. Best team in the motherfucking NFL. After this song, I'ma need my tickets in the mail. Bitch. All we do is win, we ain't taking L. Man, ain't y'all like 2-11? Man, shut the fuck up. After this game, we about to turn the fuck up. Bitch. Call Hush, we need the whole team buffed up. We just won another game, they can't touch us. We about to win another game, they know what's up. We just won the last game with a blowout. You see what happened when the Lions really show out? Call the whole city up. We about to go out. We about to have them bars jumping while it's cold out. Bitch. Hey, you know the Lions won again. Bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. That's what we do. All we do is fucking win. Come on, bitch. You know the Lions won again. Bitch. You know the Lions won again. Another one. You know the Lions won again. Come on. Because all we do is fucking win. Woo. Woo.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Please do your research. I'm out.